You know that feeling? That pressure to put on a brave face, to kind of hide what you're really going through? Well, we've all felt it. Today, we're going to dive into that universal struggle and explore a path to breaking free, all guided by the beautiful lyrics of a song. Let's get into it. So, our journey kicks off with this one line: easing the strain and pain of the filtered game. Wow, that phrase just hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that exhausting, hidden fight of always performing, of not showing the world who we really are. And this leads us to the big question we're tackling today. What is this filtered game anyway? And maybe more importantly, how in the world do we get out of it? So let's start by really understanding the problem. All right, first up, let's unpack this idea of the filtered game. The song uses this phrase to talk about something we all do: wearing that mask to get through the day and meet everyone else's expectations. This right here gets to the heart of it. It's that constant pressure, from society, from our jobs, even from ourselves, to just hide how we actually feel, to smile when we're struggling. And that creates this massive inner tension, that strain the lyrics are talking about, that makes us feel so disconnected from our true selves. And here, the lyrics show us the inevitable cost of putting on this act: tears seeping from our eyes. That is the emotional toll of keeping that filter up 24/7. It's the pain that eventually has to come out when we try to bottle everything up. So if that's the problem, what does the song say is the solution? The way out, at least according to the song, isn't about building stronger walls or tougher masks. Nope. It's about turning inward. And this brings us to our second part: learning to listen to the whispers of emotion. Okay, now this is a huge shift in perspective. Instead of seeing our feelings as, these annoying problems we need to get rid of, the song asks us to see them as quiet, subtle signals. They're like an internal compass, gently trying to point us back to who we really are. And get this line reveals their true purpose. Our emotions aren't weaknesses at all. They're our protectors. They shield the resilience and the beauty within. Think about that. They're like the guardians of our inner strength, just trying to tell us what we really need. So you see, escaping that filtered game isn't about getting rid of our emotions. It's about finally, truly listening to them. That simple act of just paying attention, well, that's the very first step toward freedom. But yeah, it definitely takes some courage. And that courage we just talked about, it leads us directly to our next major idea. This is where the song really challenges a massive cultural myth. This idea that to be strong, you can never, ever show weakness. So let's explore strength in vulnerability. The lyrics offer this incredibly powerful and kind of counterintuitive piece of wisdom. Real strength isn't about building higher walls. It's found in our willingness to be seen. It's that very vulnerability that gives us the room we need to bloom. I mean, just look at the contrast here. Society often tells us, right, that vulnerability is a weakness, something you gotta hide at all costs. But the song's wisdom completely flips that on its head. It says, no, that's actually our greatest strength. It's the very soil where all our growth happens. So let's be super clear. Being vulnerable isn't about being weak. It's about having the incredible courage to be seen for who you actually are, flaws and all. And it's only from that honest, authentic place that we can really grow in our own natural way. And at the heart of all this vulnerability is just a beautiful, simple message of permission. It's okay. It's okay to feel whatever you're feeling. It's okay to not be perfect. And this self-acceptance is the absolute foundation for the central act of this entire journey. So, we've talked about listening to our emotions, we've talked about finding strength in being vulnerable. All of these practices lead us right here to the very heart of the journey, the act of self-love itself. This is it. This is the chorus, the core mantra of the song, and it lays out a really clear cause and effect. The process of falling in love with ourselves directly leads to falling more in love with life. And notice that little phrase in the middle, in that we play. We're going to come back to that because it's important. So this slide basically breaks that beautiful idea down into a clear path. Step 1, actively work on falling in love with yourself. Step 2, and this is so crucial, embrace a spirit of play. And then step 3 is just the natural results. You'll watch your love for life itself start to grow. And here's why that word play is just so brilliant. It totally reframes what self-love is. This isn't meant to be another hard, heavy chore on your to-do list. It's meant to be approached with a sense of lightness, of joy, and curiosity.
kind of like a kid exploring the world for the first time.
But, this whole path of self-love, it doesn't just stop with us. It radiates outward, and that leads us to the final, beautiful transformation the song promises, falling back in love with life itself. And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. All this inner work, listening to those whispers of emotion, finding courage in our vulnerability, it isn't just about feeling a little better inside. It fundamentally changes our entire relationship with everything and everyone around us.
And this is the reward. This is the beautiful promise at the end of the path. The more we learn to love ourselves, the more that love just naturally flows outward, letting us fall in love with life over and over, each and every day.
So, I'll leave you with this to think about. After everything we've gone through today, what quiet whisper of emotion, maybe one you usually push aside, will you choose to really, truly listen to today? Thanks so much for joining me on this journey.